This baby was 3 when his mother was crowned. Now 7 decades later, King Charles III will take centre stage for his own coronation. From Wales to the White House, through nature and family drama, the life of Britain's new monarch was not an ordinary one. A spotlighted life surrounded by controversies. How did Charles survive that? Join us as we tell the story of the new monarch through the years. Following the death of his mother, Queen Elizabeth II, King Charles III became the 62nd British monarch to serve over the past 1200 years, ascending to the throne on September 8, 2022. While his mother was Britain's longest reigning monarch, Charles holds the record for being Britain's longest serving monarch in waiting. He was 73 when he ascended the throne. Born on the 14th of November 1948 at Buckingham Palace, Prince Charles Philip Arthur George was the first child of then Princess Elizabeth and Prince Philip, and grandson of King George VI. On February 6, 1952, at the age of 3, he became heir apparent when his mother ascended the throne, and then started to spend his life in the public eye. King Charles was the first member of the royal family to get an education outside the palace. Charles studied history at Cambridge University's Trinity College, where, in 1970, he became the first British royal to earn a university degree. Following in his footsteps of his father, grandfather and great-grandfathers, Charles served in the Royal Navy from 1971 to 1976, where he flew helicopters, not before first training as a Royal Air Force pilot. He ended his military career as commander of the HMS Bronington, a minesweeper, in 1976. The coronation for King Charles III was on Saturday, but the participants conducted a full dress rehearsal on Wednesday for the big day. The event was massive and grand and, might we mention, royalty at its finest, and was described as nothing short of a dream. While some of the most affluent personalities, like the ex and current Britain Prime Ministers attending the coronation, the event was proof about the beautiful coexistence of the monarchy along with democracy. Despite not having a minute to actually sit down and ask King Charles and Camilla of their feelings about the new throne, we are sure the couple is more than excited and dedicated to serve their country diligently. Charles' infamous relationship with Camilla began before he went to sea, but the romance foundered and she married a cavalry officer. Then later in February 1981, Charles and Diana announced their engagement. Did you know Charles met Diana while dating her older sister Sarah? Charles began dating Diana in 1980 when she was 19 and he was 31. Lady Diana Frances Spencer was the daughter of the 8th Earl Spencer. The engagement announcement, of course, caused a media frenzy over their relationship. When asked during a TV interview if they were in love, Diana responded with, "Of course," while Charles said, "Whatever in love means." Against all ill wishes, on July 29, 1981, Charles and Diana got married. The royal wedding was a global media event, broadcast live on television and watched by hundreds of millions of people. Following the ceremony, she took the title Princess of Wales. They welcomed their first son, Prince William, on June 23, 1982, and Prince Harry was born 2 years later on September 15, 1984. Charles's marriage to Diana gradually grew strained amid intense scrutiny from the tabloid press and rumours of infidelity. On December 9, 1992, it was announced that Charles and Diana had decided to separate, but would continue to fulfil their public duties and to share the responsibility of raising their sons. Diana was a people's princess, beloved by the public for her beauty, grace and humanitarian work. That included works with HIV, AIDS and leprosy patients. So Diana had the support of the public when the couple separated in 1992. This became especially true following Charles's admission that he had engaged in a long-running affair with Camilla Parker Bowles during a 1994 interview. "There were 3 of us in this marriage," Diana later responded. These revelations tarnished Charles's reputation. The couple divorced on August 28, 1996. A year later, Diana died in a tragic auto accident. The popular feeling for her, stronger even in death than in life, served to jeopardise the traditional form of monarchy that Charles represented. He subsequently spent much effort in modernising his public image as heir apparent. William and Harry were caught in the middle. While the princes revered their late mother, they said Charles was a good father and praised him as an early advocate for issues like the environment. In 2004, Charles and Parker Bowles announced their engagement and wed the next year, with Parker Bowles given the title of Duchess of Cornwall. But his trials and troubles didn't end there. During the 2010s, the attention of royal watchers in many ways shifted from Charles to his son, whose high-profile royal weddings put them and their glamorous partners in the international spotlight. In 2011, William married Catherine Middleton, and in 2018, Harry married Meghan Markle. Tension arose between Charles and Harry when Harry and Meghan chose to step back from their royal duties, and after negotiations, they ceased to be members of working royal families. Their absence from royal affairs became a thorn in his side. Also, Prince Andrew gave up his military titles and royal patronages in 2021 in the wake of a scandal tied to his involvement with sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein, only added to the burden of Charles. But he increasingly stood in for the ageing Elizabeth as her health became more fragile. On the eve of the state opening of Parliament this year on May the 10th, the Queen asked Charles to preside, delegating one of her most important constitutional duties to him. It was an evidence that a transition was underway. Charles delivered his inaugural address on September 9, 2022, after the Queen died on September 8, 2022. In the televised speech, he paid tribute to his mother's life and pledged, "Throughout the remaining time, God grants me to uphold the constitutional principles at the heart of our nation. Let's hope His does His word." What are your thoughts on King Charles? Let us know in the comments.